We all wish we could bring our Disney vacation home with us, right? To have that Disney feeling every day? Well, why not start your day the Disney way with a Disney blend from Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company? With over 23 varieties to choose from the French bistro you find in your resort room to the Yachtsman's Steakhouse and Gico, of course, and now Joffrey's newest Disney blend, Le Cellier. Why not start your day with that Disney magic? Order yours today at Joffreys.com.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. To our new passengers, aloha and welcome aboard.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott.
Bob Collar.
It's that time of the month again, Bob.
Yes, it is. The madness has begun. We've been chatting for over 20 minutes now, trying to get this show started.
It's always nice to catch up. We got to catch up with the DVC Roundtable.
These are outtakes that we could never put on the air.
No.
But we'll blackmail each and every one of these individuals after the show's over with. Tim, why don't you introduce everybody?
Everybody joining us. What month is this? The August DVC Roundtable.
It's August, yeah.
I think it's September by now.
It could be. We've been talking for a while. Emily Hansa Hicks.
Hooray!
Yay. Rebecca Toon.
Hello.
Hey, Chris Malik.
Hello.
Thrilled to be joined by Brad Coates this time.
Hello, everybody.
And then you know Bob.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. And unfortunately, you also know me. So this is the DVC Roundtable. How's everybody been?
Good.
Wonderfully.
Excellent.
Enjoying the summer? Everybody enjoying the summer?
Oh, it's summer? I wouldn't have noticed.
the scorching earth, the brown.
Feels like
everything.
fall here. We're down to 98 degrees now.
Okay, so we actually dropped down to 54 the other night. We had our windows open.
Whoa.
First night we slept with our windows open, a skunk walked right under our bedroom.
Oh.
So naturally, I dreamed of Figment's house all night in the smell room.
That's brilliant.
But it was great. It was great.
Very nice. Very nice. Before we get the show started, anybody been to a DVC in the last month?
Ooh.
No.
Not the last
No.
month.
Who's in?
Any,
I'm sorry.
any plans for a DVC coming up?
I will be there in November.
Very nice.
January.
I will be at Old Key West in Saratoga Springs in November.
Excellent.
And what's your room number?
Nope.
Kidding.
January for you, Emily?
6-6.
Yep, January. And we are currently at Old Key West, but we've got a wait list pending for 2 nights at Animal Kingdom because the kids keep asking to see some zebras.
Nice.
So if that comes through, great. But otherwise, my husband has made a firm no split stay rule for this year. So
No.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
We will be at Boardwalk over New Year's Eve. So that's exciting.
ooh,
Yeah.
Oh.
We just got our letter in the mail, I guess Monday, saying that they would be doing some renovations during that time. So it should be interesting.
The beauty of DVC, being able to go more than once. Chris, you going down?
Yeah, and I'm gonna be listening to Brad, especially tightly today because we're going to the Grand Californian January 1st. It's our
Very good.
inaugural voyage to Disneyland. So
Oh, buddy. We need to
we're-
talk.
That is
we're
exciting.
excited.
That's exciting.
It's really
how
exciting.
cool.
Very exciting, yeah. Excellent. Brad, you got any plans?
Yeah, well, we just were at Grand Californian in June, and I'm going in January for a DizDads convention, and but I rented my points, so I'm staying at Art of Animation.
Oh, very good.
Very fun.
Pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, try something new.
You did not
Excellent.
rent them to me. I just want to make that clear.
You
But
got
I'm
everybody
sure.
else's but mine.
Well, Tim, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, I think today we'll just jump in with some news, and I think Emily's going to start us off with our first news story for this month.
Absolutely. So here's a way you can save some more money for some more trips. There are some limited time DVC discounts. So all you DVCers out there, schedule your appointment at the Bibbidi Boppidi Boutique at Disney Springs because through September 5th, members and their guests will receive 10% off of reservations Oh, wait, it's for guests 3 to 12, so I guess I better cancel my reservation. The salon is newly expanded, and you can become a princess or a knight. To book an appointment, you can call 407 WDW Style, which is 407-939-7895. And I have heard rumors that regardless of your age, you can schedule an appointment there. Not sure, though. You may want to clarify that. I've never actually done that, even though it sounds like I probably would. But
and you will. You will.
Right. Maybe I might try it and let you know how it goes next time. But,
awesome.
But this one's close to my heart. I actually, believe it or not, I'm not a huge bippity boppity person because the hairstyles look kind of uncomfortable to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand little girls like them. So, Restaurant Marrakesh, though, which is one of my favorite places ever. Because I went there as a little kid with my parents, the members and guests can enjoy 30% discount during lunch hours.
Wow.
Through September 10th. And 30% is pretty steep, so that's nice.
That's a lot, yeah.
And that's one of the hidden dinner and a shows that doesn't show up in your dinner theater searches on the Disney webpage, because you get to see the belly dancer and the music. So it's like kind of like Beer Garden, where you get a show even though it's not listed as like a dinner show.
Do they still have a dancer during lunch too?
I believe they do. So I think,
cool.
Yeah, I think it's like I forget the interval, but it's like a every hour on the hour kind of thing. It's not really that interval, but yep. And if you want to make a reservation, 800-800-9800, and I highly recommend it.
That's a big discount, 30%. Usually they just cover like a tip.
Right.
That might be the biggest discount I've ever seen for a reservation, right?
Yeah.
In a park.
Yeah, I think
really.
you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a menu, like if you have, sort of picky eaters, how do you, is their menu pretty diverse? Can you get something?
So they do a lot with like rice and chicken and things like that. So I'm sure they would accommodate a pickier eater. I know that you can go pretty exotic on the menu. Mm-hmm. It's also really good for vegetarians or vegans.
Yeah, vegetarian heaven right there.
Right.
Absolutely.
Although I usually get lamb, so not so vegetarian.
With their stuff is that it's even though you're not going to get chicken fingers and anything like that there, but I was surprised at how well my kids enjoyed it. Because like you said, with the rice and the chicken, and it was a little spicy, but it wasn't. There was plenty for them to pick from, so it was good. For 30%, I'd be going back.
So I'm kind of excited about that.
Cool.
Belly dancing. That's all I'm saying. It's worth it. There's really cool drumming too.
Also belly dance, or are you just?
I think if you're a child, again, completely unfair, but I think sometimes they may haul little kids up there. But
they have all the fun.
I know.
Either that or Tim and Bob go up.
Disney.
You get 80% off if Tim and I are the belly dancers. So,
that's right.
You might want to wait until we show up.
And 100% if you can keep your dinner down.
Not unless they're paying me.
I would pay to watch that and take a lot of pictures.
You'd make your money on the blackmail.
Looper Nation needs that.
No, they do not. No, nobody needs that. Oh my goodness.
Very cool.
Rebecca, what do you have for news?
Well, for the fashionistas out there, who I know Emily and I love our purses, but if you are a member of the DVC, they are celebrating their 25th anniversary with some special magic bands. And in the new magic bands, you can get 4 different colors, including the much coveted purple, as well as pink, blue, and red. And they have DVC written on them. They're kind of embellished, very nice. Definitely something for the proud DVC member. They're going to run right around $33, $32.99 per, but you're limited to 2 per person if you're going to purchase them. And but it's a great way to show off if you're a member of DVC. It's also great. I found I keep my annual pass slider because I'm not a DVC member, but I am an annual pass holder. So I keep my slider on my band so that when I pay for something, it reminds me to use my annual pass discount. So sort of the same thing for DVC.
That's a good idea.
When you go to pay for something, it might remind you to use that discount because sometimes you forget, and the requirements you can't just show your band, you have to show your card or your ID. So it's just a nice little reminder to have. Each color is limited to So only $2,500 per. And there's a few ways to purchase them. You can actually buy them at the DVC member marketplace, or you can buy them at on the Shop Disney Parks app. If you don't already have that, it's a really quick app that you can download and pretty much shop anything that you might find in the Disney parks. And then some of the retail locations there in the park also have them. So I'm really expecting to, I know there's been a lot of buzz right now about Magic Bands maybe going away in favor of some other things, but they're certainly still investing money and time into them. So this is a great way to show off your DVC pride on a regular basis if you're down there a lot.
Absolutely.
That's very cool.
Just a quick question. Has anyone bought a Magic Band outside of the one that you get for the trip? Do you guys have one that you purchased? I'm just curious.
I have one. I have a purple Haunted Mansion one because Haunted Mansion is one of my favorite rides. So mine looks like the wallpaper in the Haunted Mansion. And I have everything. I actually decline the Magic Bands now. Like we have a trip planned next week, and I just decline the band. The only time I haven't done that since I bought that particular band is when the new purple bands came out. I just wanted to have it.
Complete the set.
But I have all my annual pass sliders on that one, and that's just my go-to band now.
Now, Rebecca, on your Haunted Mansion one, is it a signature one?
It was. It was only available during the Halloween parties last year.
Okay. Because I bought a Frozen one that's a signature, and it freaked me out the first time I used it because when I got up to the Gold Globe, it talked to me.
What?
Whoa!
Wow.
Yeah. When it does it spins, it turns green, and then the globe says, "Ooh, my own personal flurry."
Oh my goodness.
That's weird.
Yeah.
No, I don't think the DVC ones maybe say give us more of your money. I don't know what they do.
Sucker.
We got you.
That wasn't right after visiting the Rose and Crown pub, right?
I don't really know. I haven't purchased one, but it does sound like that. And I know in my circles where I know a lot of DVC members, they have been really popular and are going quickly. So I would suggest if you want one, probably now would be the time to do it.
I'm kind of tempted, but I'm also really tempted by the Boba Fett and the Steamboat Willie ones, and I still haven't taken the plunge, so I probably never will. But more money for purses.
I feel like I am being who I am. I'm hard pressed to spend $33 for something I get for free, but it's an identifier. It's a pride. I think it's cool that they're offering them because I think DVC merchandise is really popular. So I think it's great that they're offering more things for DVC members, for those loyal customers who are the most invested. So I think it's a great thing. I kind of wish they sent it to them for free because I think that would just be a goodwill gesture. But
well, I'm holding out
like
for my ResortLoop.com one.
Right?
Yeah.
Edition. Yeah.
Oh.
There you go.
They do have those band enhancements.
The band enhancements.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did I not? Maybe I'm jumping the gun here, but I thought on the Patreon page, is there an option, a level in which you could actually get a Magic Band something or other?
There is.
Ooh.
So if
And I was not told to say this, people. I just happened to notice.
And we'll check that out. ResortLoop.com/support.
That's right. So can you tell us a little bit about the band covers? Because that might be something that I would take a plunge on.
Not yet. When we can, we'll post a picture over there so everybody can see everything.
And
Absolutely.
if you have the DVC member Magic Band, you can always put the skin over it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right.
See? You have the best of both worlds, like Hannah Montana.
That is always what I think of.
My daughter's going to college tomorrow. I'm dating myself a little bit.
Oh, no.
I'm not going to lie. There's some Miley Cyrus songs I like.
I can guarantee you, though, the Magic Band covers will not speak to you. You don't want to hear. You don't want that.
Now let's
You
go
don't
to
wanna hear what they
Kava
have
first.
to
Bing bong.
We'll be like, why aren't we with you at the park? Why didn't you bring us?
Hey, Tim and Bob, will it be of the Resort Loop monorail, or will it kind of be a pose like Costanza on the settee when he's in his underwear? Will it look like something like that?
Yes.
We cannot confirm one way
I
or
will
the other.
donate any amount of money for that.
Just curious.
Our faces? Do you want our faces on there?
Oh, nobody wants that.
I'm curious what our other options are.
Oh, wow. Thank you. All right.
Oh my. Oh, Chris, do you have any news for us?
Let's talk about some DVC Halloween events, could we?
Yes,
Do
please.
that, Chris.
Let's move on.
What you got
I'll
over
grab
there?
it.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. So there's going to be a party for the West Coast members and their guests called a Wicked Fun Party, and at the Sequoia Ballroom at the Grand Californian Hotel and Spa on Halloween, Monday, October 31st.
Not to interrupt you, Chris, but wouldn't the Wicked Fun Party be in Boston? I'm just...
Wicked fun.
Never mind. All right, we lost Boston.
Moving along. So, essentially, it's a Halloween member event. You're going to join the villains for an evening of wicked fun featuring bewitching decor, activities such as the DJ playing Halloween time hits, and games like bobbing for poison apples.
Well, that could be good.
Yeah, I was just wondering about that. I don't know.
I'll just gurgle and
So-
avoid those.
Truly. Enjoy spellbinding treats and villainous character meets and greets. Reservations for this event begins September 1st. So,
Right around the corner.
what do you think the cost for something like that would be, Bob? Tim?
Oh, Wicked Fun.
Yeah, 'cause remember-
it's going to cost you, what are you getting? Let's see. You're getting games, you're getting treats, you're getting character meet and greets. I'm going to say $120.
Mm.
I'm trying to find it, so we'll have to do a little stall. Anyone?
No problem. No problem.
I'm going to say
Little music,
99.
little music in the background.
$99.
No, I think it's much cheaper from what I read, but I'm trying to remember the exact price. Yeah, these new DVC events that they're doing, a lot of them are free. And
Yes.
these were very reasonable. They were like, if I remember right, they were like $40.
Whoa.
Oh, that's very reasonable.
I may be wrong.
That's awesome.
There was
if that's
one
the
time
case.
I was wrong, but
Oh, here it is. $20 per person.
Get out.
No.
Out of here.
What is this?
Go on with your bad self, Mr. Coates. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
That's what I said. I said $20. Did you say
Yeah.
I said $120?
Wait,
You've
I
never,
suddenly care about
never
this
been
news story.
fooled that direction, Bob, ever. It's usually the other way, and you're going, they want how much?
Right, exactly.
Now, keep in
Wow.
mind that it's only on one day, so it probably
Yeah.
is going to sell out in less than 2 seconds.
That's right. So be
what
ready.
But
what a
it's a
cool
fine-
Halloween experience, isn't it?
Right?
You know?
Yeah.
It fits in with the other DVC stuff they're doing now. This is their big thing. Instead of offering some of the discounts and things that have gone away, they seem to be adding more and more of these special event and parties, and it's kind of cool. I'd love to be out there when I could actually enjoy it one time.
Here's a question I have for you guys. Is there, because it says for West Coast members and guests, so is there a split between the membership? Is there a
No.
West Coast, East
No, I
Coast
think it's
membership?
just whoever's on the West Coast at the time.
West Coast.
Yeah.
West
Oh,
Coast.
okay. I got you. Okay.
Right.
So they don't feel left out anymore.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, though, really, it's free because you're not buying candy.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, again,
the lights are dark at home, so you're not buying candy.
like you guys said,
You are
though, it's
getting
got to be
egged, though.
It's only in the Sequoia Ballroom,
Oh, okay.
so
So it's
it's
only the
got to
whole-
be small.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
only 2 hours.
October 31st. Okay.
They get you
Well,
in, they
jump
get you
on
out.
that. It's September 1st. You got to register for that. So
If anybody goes, let us know. Let us know how that was.
yeah,
I'd love to hear.
Very cool.
That'd be cool. We can talk about another event, but as I understand it, it is sold out. So just briefly, the Nightmare Before Christmas Halloween treat. I understand this is sold out. So it's going to take place in the Ballroom of the Americas at the Contemporary Resort on Halloween again, Monday, October 31st. And it's a very similar type soiree, so to speak. Members and their guests can celebrate Halloween holiday with a spooky affair with the Disney Vacation Club and help from Jack Skellington. But as I understand it, that event has sold out already, so tickets would be very difficult to get at this point.
eBay.
eBay. Or
I just
Bob
like
and
that
Tim,
it's
don't you have any connections?
We're talking to the 4 connections we have.
That's right.
DVC right now.
And we're at 3.
You're not getting in.
Wow.
I just like this because it shows another exclusive event they're doing for the DVC members.
Right.
I think
And
it's good to know.
This one was a little different because they actually did I don't know if they were just expecting more people, but they actually had two separate time slots for this one. So you could either go from 3 to 5 or you can go from 7 to 9. It was also only $20, but all of them have sold out. So,
Oh, wow.
they clearly were expecting a high. But I think Jack Skellington is such a draw.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
For $20 to not have to wait in line for him at one of the Halloween parties, it would absolutely be worth it.
Have you ever been to a member event, Emily, Brad?
I have not, except
haven't.
the Wednesdays.
I went.
Unfortunately, they have them, but there's never been one I've been out there. So
We were lucky enough to go to the Typhoon Lagoon member event, and they did a really nice job there. So.
Did you feel like it was crowded, Chris? Can you tell us just a little bit?
Yeah, not at all. It was a really, really cool experience. The park was empty. It was virtually empty. You were allowed to go in earlier than the advertised time. The snacks didn't start until substantially later on in the evening. They kind of wanted to let the park fill up before they put the food out. But it wasn't crowded in the least. The night that we happened to go, it was torrential rain, but you're at Typhoon Lagoon, so you don't get wetter than when you're wet, So it was all good. It was really cool. They had it was a laid back atmosphere. There was DVC people walking around, but they were just engaged in small talk. It was really pretty cool and relaxed. We'd not been to Typhoon Lagoon, so our opportunity to go there at a nighttime setting, it rarely happens. It was really something pretty awesome. So especially when you
cost to that event.
No, it's free. That's the best part.
Wow.
So they treat the DVC. You just got to reserve. So when they put the advertisement out, you got to make sure that you RSVP. So we just happened to be down there at the time, And the biggest hurdle for us to get to Typhoon Lagoon or Blizzard Beach, honestly, is the intense heat for the day and trying to plan it with kids. Emily would certainly know. Trying to make sure you're not outside 3-4 hours. And that's about it. You want to come inside for a while and go back later on. Well, it's nighttime, so it's like score. Water park,
Awesome.
hot, humid,
Awesome.
no sun. It was awesome.
Do you feel like as a member they're starting to do more of those, or have they always done them?
No, this is new.
no, this is new.
Yeah,
This is
it's definitely new.
Yeah.
This is something that as a renter we're not privy to. Like we don't
Oh,
have
sure.
access to.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
right.
interesting to hear, from a potential buyer's perspective, that's something that they're not cutting back on everything, that there's still things that they're beginning and that they're offering.
And that's a good point that you made for people to know out there, like other things. If you rent points, you do not get access to these benefits. Only if you own.
And these are the benefits that you have to purchase DVC through Disney, not on the resale market.
Correct, yeah, because now they've lost all of the secondary. Yep.
Right.
And to be clear, though, I think it's grandfathered still, right?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
the ones I
Right.
purchased before.
It is.
Yeah, I actually have a second contract that's grandfathered in that I bought afterwards. But anything you buy now,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or if you have a large resale contract that you bought, you can sort of turn around and purchase like a small 25-point contract direct from DVC, and you would
Still.
get privileges.
yeah, because you have a card, you get a membership card for the first contract. You just use it to
Mhm.
register.
Very cool. Well, I'm glad to hear that they're adding things and not subtracting everything.
Yeah, it's so
Absolutely, yeah.
rare.
Encouraging.
Yeah,
And they're
absolutely.
reasonable. I mean, we are actually going to the Villains night when I'm there next week, and it was $139. So to hear a $20 price point, that's pretty impressive.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
It's
fantastic.
crazy. Hey, Brad, what
Well,
do you
You
have?
got Brad.
Talk to you about another thing that DVC offers. Unfortunately, they don't give this one away. They just announced, in fact, I just got my email, I think today, the 2017 member cruise, DVC member cruise. It is set to sail out on August 26th, 2017 on the Disney Fantasy. And it's going to be a 7-night Eastern Caribbean itinerary. That's a nice one. It goes down to Tortola, It visits St. Thomas. It goes to Castaway Cay, and it has 3 at-sea days.
Nice.
And I don't know if any of you other members, have any of the members ever taken one of the DVC member cruises?
No, I
It's
haven't
not.
gone at all.
No.
Which ship is this one on?
It's on the Fantasy. Yeah, so it'll be a good one. The tricky thing with I've looked into it. I don't know if you guys ever looked into it. I did look into it. Points are high. They're very high.
Do you have to book through points with a DVC member cruise?
You do not. Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
you could pay cash if you wanted to.
You can pay cash. You have to be a DVC member to book, but yes, you can pay cash, and you can actually mix it. You can do part points and part cash, and that's
cool.
what we were kind of looking at possibly doing, but it just kind of had some other things came up, so we had put it on a back burner. But anyway, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
And so on this ship are only DVC members.
That's correct. That's my understanding. Yes, on the cruise, it's completely blocked out for DVC.
And
So just imagine Thurston and Lovey Howell walking around. And a bunch of them.
I bet they have all the green toiletries.
Right.
Now, Tim, you've been on the Disney Fantasy. Tell them about the Disney Fantasy.
Oh, beautiful ship. It's one of the larger ships. They have the 2 series, the classic ships, and what they call them, the new ships. Just a gorgeous ship. Fantastic.
This one has Aqueduct.
Yeah. Tim, tell us your experience in the Aqueduct.
It looked very similar to a Tidy Bowl commercial, a liquid plumber commercial. It was plugged, and they just jumped a few things down, and I shot right out at the bottom.
Shot right out. It's amazing what compressed air can do.
That's right.
They just shoot.
They threw me down a tub of Vaseline, compressed air.
We're going to be trying the Fantasy in July of next year, so I'll have to let you guys know what we think of it.
You will love it.
That's the only one I haven't
Is it a member cruise or just you're going on a Disney cruise?
It's just a regular cruise, and I think I mentioned it in one of the other podcasts, but we looked at paying for it like with points, and it was just completely silly.
Yeah. But I love that you could rent your points or rent your points for that and then just pay cash and probably get a little bit bigger bang for your buck.
We'll definitely get a bigger bang for your buck. We've done it that way a couple times, so it definitely, and it was sizably better. So yeah, it's a good way to do it. But anyway, so if there's anybody that's interested in this particular member cruise, just so you know, it will book out. It usually books out fairly fast. Years past it has. It has just came available for rent on August 28th. By the time this podcast airs, it will have just come out. And you can look that up at DisneyVacationClub.com/member cruise.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Thanks, Brad.
Is there an advantage to have you ever heard if there's an advantage doing a member cruise versus just a standard Disney cruise?
Yeah, I did an interview with somebody that had taken one, and they actually have different special events that happen. There's different people that will be there, special people. So, people like Joe Rohde or somebody like that, they'll have different meetups and for Disney people and Disney stars. And so it is a little more expensive, but that's why it books out so fast, because it is a special cruise. It's not just a Eastern Caribbean cruise. It actually has a lot of little special events that will happen on the boat.
Oh, cool.
Plus, then you're just around the members, and you don't have to hang out with the riffraff,
Yeah, that's right.
And here, Mrs.
Tim, she's talking about us again.
I know. I'm Riff, you're Raff.
Emily, as I understand it, Emily, the DVC Roundtable is going to be appearing for a live podcast, courtesy of Tim and Bob. So we are supposed to be booked to go. So,
Yes.
I'm waiting for that. It's coming in the mail.
We are always courteous to you, so feel free to book that and do that, Chris. Hey, guys, I'm going to jump over to. I'm going to jump all the way over to Hawaii, even though this isn't necessarily a DVC only experience. This is for anybody who's going over to Aulani which of course is a DVC resort. They're having a Menehune Mischief.
Say that again.
Menehune Mischief dinner show.
Can you spell that?
MENEHUC.
He's reading, not spelling.
Good job. Good job.
We're very proud of you.
That horse win
Anyway,
That sounds really fun.
This is a wonderful. It's a dinner show at Alani that celebrates the story of the Menehune, who they're the magical little people of Hawaii. It's a legendary version, I guess, of leprechauns. I don't know. With the help of Alani Resort's beloved uncle and favorite Disney characters, the delightful tales are brought to life through enchanting music, sing-along fun, and engaging storytelling, while you get to enjoy a beautiful buffet dinner. Here's what you get. You're getting they're calling it the Bounty of the Islands. This is at the Makahiki. All right,
Macarena
restaurant. We need Dave Tupper on here.
Yeah, we do.
And you're getting fresh, locally sourced cuisine, sustainable, fresh-caught, sustainable seafood, rotating carving stations, Asian-inspired entrees, pasta, fresh salads, fruits, and many homemade, house-made desserts. This is going for, now you guys tell me, is this too much money? It's a character dinner experience for $49 for adults and $24 for kids.
Done.
Yeah,
Is not too high for Aulani.
exactly. That's the cheapest thing
That's
you'll do
a
out there.
great price for Aulani.
That's not bad for Hawaii in general.
Yeah,
It's-
exactly. Yeah.
Include, Does that include alcohol? And I'm not saying this because I drink.
Oh, yes, you are.
Well, I would like to know because I drink.
I would guess not. I would guess
Okay,
that
yeah,
that's
because 52 is about $60 per person,
yeah.
and that includes sangria or beer. So I think that sounds like a really reasonable price point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Except for the part where they don't give you alcohol.
Well, maybe
So.
alcohol's available for purchase.
Listen, all you got to do is after you have that dinner, you go and you grab an adult beverage and you go and watch the sunset in Hawaii. That
you
is
control yourself that way.
exactly.
Go out
That's
to
a rough
the
life right there.
zero entry hot tub that looks out over the ocean right there at Aulani and watch the sun.
There
Now,
it is.
that's available to
Incredible. I wanna
anyone
go
or
back.
just DVC members?
That's for anybody.
Oh,
That's for anybody. That is just a new thing they're offering over at Alani at the Makahiki restaurant.
Well done.
There you go.
I said it
would say
right
you
that
probably-
time.
You did.
Makahiki.
You probably don't want to get the Menehune drunk because,
don't get them.
if they're
They're mischievous.
They're
Like-
rascally.
Or give them Joffrey's. That's a bad idea too, I'm pretty sure.
You don't want them
No,
caffeinated up.
that is just wired. I like that idea actually.
yeah, that sounds like a great deal, actually. Wow.
Yeah.
You know,
So-
the pricing would make sense though if they, since they don't have a captive audience, they only have a resort. You might have to draw from some of the public around there, and you want to make it affordable enough for someone like Dave and Sally. I don't know if
Right.
Dave Tupper is a DVC member. I think he is actually, but just an example.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would just be a really nice night out, not a backbreaking night out.
Right.
So
Yeah, and that's it. That for a buffet, that's not bad for Hawaii.
no, that's like what they would cost for Cape May at dinner time.
Right.
It's true.
Absolutely. What do you got over there, Tim?
There's another DVC member event going on the left coast.
The left.
The left coast. Other people call it the west coast. We'll go left. The Disney
Depends
Vacation.
on which way we're facing.
Yeah, really, I'm facing.
Are you looking at a
As long as
map
we're not
upside
saying
down?
the
What are you
wrong
doing?
coast.
Are you Canadian?
Okay,
Kidding.
let me remember. Lefty loosey, righty tighty.
Exactly.
Left this hand. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Nice. The Disney Vacation
We're not
Club.
even touching that one, Brad. I don't know what that meant.
Who's
I always like to tell my husband he's wrong-handed.
Anyway, the Disney Vacation Club 25 Beyond Bash. They used to have this in the Magic Kingdom. They're going to have it at Disney's California Adventure on November 2nd. I know this is crazy. From 8:30 to 11:30, members and their guests are going to turn the DCA into their own personal playground with the popular attractions, character meet and greets, complimentary refreshments, and the ever-famous DJ dance party.
Boy, that's nice.
That's not bad. And let's see.
That's very nice, yeah.
And I think that's another freebie.
I think so.
Wow.
Let's see.
I always like a dance party.
Reservations begin on August 3rd. You can register online. And all these things have been inspired by guest feedback. So I guess a lot of members are looking for more exclusive events, and if they can throw them in for free, it's going to push people to buy those contracts firsthand instead of going through the secondary market.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I think that's probably their
I think
thinking
dance parties are a good way to make people do all the work themselves and feel like they got a benefit.
Right.
That one's free, and that much like the Halloween and Christmas parties, it's 8:30 to 11:30, but members can get in as early as 6 o'clock in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And let me ask you guys. I got to ask you guys this, and be completely honest. Most of you guys have been DVC for quite a while now. Do you feel like now that you're getting some perks that you were Disney had forgotten about you before?
You feel more valued?
But yeah, do you feel more valued now that you're getting these perks?
So a lot of the perks this is Emily, I can't really take advantage of a lot of the special events because as a DVC member, and I'm sure you guys will back me up on this, you plan so far in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Rebecca, who's renting, may actually be able to get to the events more easily than I would.
Yeah. No, not allowed to.
Well, it's like
right,
Chris
exactly.
ran into the one, but it was like, whoa, we're here, and guess what?
Right. So I think that it sounds nice, and I think it's great that some people are doing them, but I don't personally feel a lot of benefit from it. And I never really felt forgotten about because I always keep in mind that in the end, it's a timeshare kind of membership, and that's what I bought. I bought a room for this many days a year, and I didn't buy I did buy the welcome home attitude, but I didn't buy special events, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And see, for me, I've been a member. Actually, I thought it was 2007, but I got my new card since 2006. So I guess I've been 10 years. But for me, you know what? Yeah, I wasn't like I was gonna, brands and pitchforks. But when you got used to having things, that was part of it, and they took them away, and it made you sad. I do feel like this is positive and we're going in a good direction, and I do feel a little bit better about it. I think it's good. I'm trying not to be cynical. My only concern is because they really haven't said, are they going to keep doing this, or is this just kind of a 25th anniversary kind of thing?
Right.
Exactly.
Yep.
And we're gonna enjoy this for a year or two, and then it's going to kind of fade away. But you know what? Hey, anytime they'll give you more, it's a good day.
Absolutely.
Enjoy it while you have it.
You know it.
And if they do create the expectation in new members, they're always trying to sell DVC, and so until they stop selling DVC, I think we're good, because they're trying to create the image, at least for new members that are looking to purchase, that they are customer friendly and that they're trying to create a magical experience. So the only thing I really ever worry about is that they stop selling DVC, because when they stop selling DVC, then I'm not sure how much they're going to pump into the perks.
To the perks, yeah.
Yeah, according to our good pal Len Testa, that will never happen.
Never happen.
Right. The amount of money that they generate through DVC is it's too big that no CEO will say, I think we're done.
Well, it makes sense.
With the new model where they're basically just taking chunks out of existing and converting them.
Right.
So we basically, the DVC people basically pay for a reno, and then in 50 years, it's a pretty good deal. I mean, I would do it. It makes sense. That's why I bought stock in Disney.
There you go.
Like, so these people are thinking.
Tim, let's jump over to the email question, shall we?
Sure, absolutely. Email question. This is reads from the email. Hey, Loopers. I just found the show. Love it. I have a question about buying resale contracts through the DVC themselves. It says, I heard Disney is buying many of the contracts before they have the right of first refusal, or because they have the right of first refusal. Does this mean they turn right around and sell them right away, or can you just purchase these? If so, are there downsides or benefits in purchasing a resale from Disney itself? And that's says, thanks so much. That's Justin from Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Hey, Justin.
So this is...
Who wants to fill this one? Brad, Emily? Yeah, this is an easy one.
This is a layup. I'll start, and you guys can finish. How about that?
There you go.
It's basically, when you buy from Disney, it's the only difference that you have from somebody who's buying a brand new property from Disney is that your expiration date is going to be the same as whatever that resort you purchase it from. Disney has the ability to change They have the ability to change use years. They have the ability to manipulate the points in ways that a reseller cannot do, like a direct reseller. So I believe once they get the points, they can resell them. They can also cut contracts. I'm not sure if they can change the use year, actually, now that I think about it, under Florida timeshare law.
Yeah, they can't. No.
So yeah, so maybe they can just, what they can do though is they can slice and dice it differently.
Yes.
So
exactly.
if you want like a 50 point contract, and what they'll do is they'll purchase a good priced 400 point contract, and then they'll slice and dice it by all the people that are looking for that contract. So
back up
go
just
ahead.
briefly and explain.
Mm-hmm.
You may have some listeners who don't understand or haven't heard the term right of first refusal. So you may just
Good
really
call.
briefly just describe what that means specifically.
So what that means, and then I promise it's somebody else's turn. What that means is that Disney, because we purchased resale, one of our purchases, the seller has to send a waiver of the right of first refusal to Disney after pretty much everything. It's the last step of your agreement. You've got your money in escrow, you're ready to go. They send the right of first refusal waiver to Disney, and Disney has 30 days to decide whether or not they're going to exercise it. And it is a long, long wait, and they usually make you wait because they don't want it to be too easy for resellers. Mm-hmm. So they decide in that 30 days whether or not they would like to purchase that contract at the exact same price and agreement that you entered into with your seller. So or vice versa. And so if they do, if they can purchase out from any time in that 30 days. If they purchase it outright, then they step into the shoes of you or the buyer in that case, and they just execute the purchase. It's all done. You do not get to purchase those points, and you have to find a new contract. The seller gets to sell, but they sell directly to Disney. Mm-hmm. Yep, you have to find another one. So now if they don't exercise it, they send in their waiver, and then you pretty much close that contract pretty quickly after that.
Mm-hmm. As DVC owners, we kind of count on that process happening and Disney buying some of that back. It's how Disney Vacation Club prices have stayed so strong.
True.
For the person that, for lack of a better term, is on hard times right now, and he's looking to just get out of his timeshare contract because he can't afford, the fees for the maintenance of the building, and he wants to sell his Bay Lake for $40. Well, what would that do to the market, which is now seeing it at $160 a point? So you would be undercutting yourself as an owner. So Disney buys that to ensure a certain price is attributed, even when it's in resale and they get it allotted back. So as an owner, and I've had my property bought back at right of first refusal, and then I've had one, approved. I kind of count on that to make sure my property and my investment, because it's vacation, but it's also a temporary investment, stay strong. So,
and one more thing to add to Justin's email, because he's specifically asking about Disney buying points and then being able to get, do they sell them right away, etc. Disney gets those points, then they warehouse them, and they can take their time, sell them whatever time, but they are going to sell those at a very increased price over anything that you're going to find on the resale market. If you go to DVCnews.com, they almost always have an up-to-date pricing on all of the, like I've just brought it up here. If you wanted to buy Beach Club Villa points directly from Disney right now, it'd be $160 per point with a 100-point minimum. Hilton Head's 110 with a 50-point minimum. And so you will get your benefits because it's being sold from them, but you are going to pay an exorbitant price to get the resort that you want.
That's exactly right. So there's not a secondary resale market that Disney holds the rights to exclusively. Once Disney has the points, they essentially become brand new again at that point.
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
I would say that if you're a current member, you can look at the minimums with a grain of salt, because when we were purchasing, our guide basically was not concerned about minimums. So if we wanted to buy 10 points, yeah, exactly. Now that wouldn't be the case for probably a new purchaser, but if you were purchasing a decent amount of points, I think they would be flexible about minimums.
So Brad, what was that number that you pulled up all ago was it the Boardwalk?
No, I looked at. Let me bring it back up here. It was
Beach Club.
Beach Club Villas is listing at $160 per point with a 100-point minimum purchase. But like was just mentioned, that's for a new contract. They'll sell smaller contracts.
And I'm looking at the flip side. So you're saying $160 a point. I'm looking at sort of the median resale in the resale market right now, and you're hovering anywhere from 102 to 108. So you're going to look at $60 more per point.
Just for the perks. Yeah.
So the downside is you're going to pay more. The upside is you're going to get those perks directly from Disney.
And the upside is you can get the exact amount of points you want, and you can get the use year you want.
Yeah, Rebecca, the use year is tremendous.
Yeah, if you're looking to add on maybe to a contract you already have, like if you want to get a certain use year or something like that, that might be, it may be worth it.
Yep.
And another thing to think about, and I think I mentioned this one other time, but I want to really emphasize it to you people that are thinking about buying, is that your purchase of the points is the cheapest part of your contract. It's like, I think I estimated it to 10 to 20% of the actual amount you're going to give to DVC over the life of a contract. So keep in mind, if you really, really think that you will use those perks over the life of the contract. Now, the reverse math is available too, where people have said, how much money how long will it take you to get the return on the investment? But that upfront purchase, especially if you're buying a small contract, it's not that much difference when you are looking at the actual numbers. Like it may sound like 2 points per purchase. Of course I want to save two points, $2 per point. Of course I want to save $2, but if you're buying a 25 point contract, it's $50. And if it's the difference between you getting, the perks you want, then, you might want to pay the $50.
Mm-hmm. Good point.
Yep.
Cool.
All right, Tim, who's got the DVC spotlight tonight?
Well, fortunately for us, Mr. Brad Coates is going to share a Disneyland resort with us. Brad, what do you got? What's our DVC spotlight this month?
Yeah, the Grand Californian, Disney's Grand California Villas. Really, it's the only DVC resort on the left coast. And interestingly enough, I'm probably one of those rare breeds. I had never been to Disney World or anything except for Disneyland. When we bought into DVC, we actually bought at Disneyland when we were there, and they were just finishing up or just building the Grand Californian villas, and so I'm one of those ones that actually bought when there's very, very little for you to use it on the West Coast. So the Grand Californian. One thing about it, it's one resort that's kind of well known around DVC circles as being, if you want to go to, I'm sure Chris can tell you, if you want to book and get into Grand Californian, you get up at 7:01 a.m. and you are on the phones immediately, because if you don't get to it right away, you simply are not going to get into this resort. It books out extremely fast. It books out. I've been able to get in at the 7-month window multiple times, but it's not easy to do. You have to be flexible. It's also holds its value very much. Their points. If you own those points, you can resell them for a much better price. And I believe in the rental market, if you rent your points to these rental brokers, you actually make more money for Grand Californian points than you would for like my Sarasota Springs points. So I said when they were doing Grand Californian, when I bought at Disneyland, I actually bought Sarasota points because the Grand Californian wasn't built yet.
Okay.
Yeah. But they had sold me on the fact that I would be able to use it at the different hotels, and for us it was like, now we've got a reason to go to Disney World and do some other things which we had never done before because we just couldn't afford it. So
nice.
Let me see. So the Grand Californian, so all that, it's expensive. It's the most expensive hotel of the three out at Disneyland. It is point values aren't too bad when you have to book the rooms. The studios can be down to 17 points a night on some nights, but it's almost impossible to get them. It's very difficult. And here's the reason why. Let's see if you can follow this. There are 48 two-bedroom equivalent facilities, and then 2 3-bedroom grand villas total.
Wow.
And they slice them and dice them, right, Brad?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
The majority, but that's a 2-bedroom equivalent. What I mean by that is there's some that are 2 bedrooms locked in, but most of them are 2-bedroom lockoffs, where they're a 1-bedroom with a door that opens up to a studio. So they can rent it as a studio, as a 1-bedroom, and then rent it as a 1-bedroom. That they got 2 rooms out of that 1 2-bedroom equivalent. But even if you divided all of those in half, that you still have less than 100 total rooms available at the Grand Californian. So now you know why it's so hard to get one of those rooms.
That's exclusive there.
Tough. Yeah.
What do the rooms look like?
The Grand Californian, the whole decor of the Grand Californian harkens back to, if anybody's been to California and been up into the mountains, Big Bear, Grand Tetons, or Yellowstone kind of feel. It's got that lodge feeling in the mountains, much like Wilderness Lodge. But the rooms are they're good sized rooms. That's one nice thing about them, especially over Wilderness Lodge. As much as a Wilderness Lodge I say is like it, it's much nicer than Wilderness Lodge. And I'm not knocking Wilderness Lodge, but Grand Californian is it is opulent. It is big, huge timbers holding up this 4-story roof, massive fireplaces inside and out, but done with extreme elegance. And so the studios are 379 square feet. The 1-bedrooms are 865 square feet. And then the 2 bedrooms are 1257 square feet. So they're good sized rooms. And of course the decor follows along that same line. It's got a kind of a dark woods, forest colors to give you that sense that you're at a mountain resort.
And that's the one that you can go right into California Adventure, right?
Correct. It has a private entrance that up until this last year was an extremely wonderful thing to do. This is how it works. It enters in. If you've been to Disneyland, it enters in right by Grizzly River Run. It's not clear to the back of the park, but it's kind of halfway back. And so you completely skip the crowds in the front. And it's a great way to get over to Cars Land when you're trying to beat the crush. Instead of hanging left and going down and dealing with the crowds that are coming in the front gate, you go to the right. And there's a back entrance into Cars Land, and literally what we'll do is go around to the back entrance, and they'll make us wait while they're rope walking everybody in from the front entrance, thousands of people. And as soon as the rope gets to us, we step right in behind the rope, and we now have become one of the first 20 people on Radiator Springs Race. Yeah, but it's a great thing. Now, it's only it is open to all Disney Resort guests. So Grand Californian, Disneyland Hotel, and Paradise Pier can use that entrance. And then actually, they only really are sticklers about it usually in the mornings. After that, for example, if you have a reservation at a restaurant in the Grand Californian, but you're not staying in one of the Disney resorts, they'll let you go through that entrance to go to dine, so you don't have to go out and all the way through downtown Disney, and then they'll let you come back in that same way if you're going there to dine or you have a reservation.
Oh, okay. So you have to be staying there? No.
No. At that point, if you have a Disney ticket which got you into DCA, they'll let you go through. Once it's in the middle of the day, they'll let anybody that has a Disney ticket go through it and come back, even if you're staying at one of the Good Neighbor hotels.
Okay.
Oh, very good.
So that's a good thing to know. If you have a reservation, you don't have to go all the way around. You can go right through there, and they'll let you through and let you back. But they won't let you pull that in the morning when everybody's trying to get in. Now, here is one thing for people out there to know with that new entrance. It is different now that they've added the metal detectors.
Oh, okay.
It's a small entrance. It's got 2 ticket total. And when you have to start stacking up, before the line would move very fast, you could get in a line of 150 people and you'd still get in a couple of minutes. Now with the metal detectors, it's a shorter line, but you get through the metal detectors much faster through the regular entrance than you do through that one. So it can get a little frustrating, but it's still a neat feature.
Right.
One of the reasons I love it is because I go to Grizzly River Run, I get soaking wet, and I do that right before lunch. So I go right over and into the entrance and go to my room and get into dry clothes and have lunch, and then I'm off for the rest of the day.
That's brilliant. Yeah,
No shoes.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, very nice.
Hey, Brad, how's the swimming pool there? Is it an opulent swimming pool, or what's the setup?
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. They actually have 3 swimming pools. They have a smaller one that's kind of a family pool, a middle one, and then a very big, elegant resort type pool. They have each of the 2 main pools. I forget the names of the 2 main pools, but they each have their own very large hot tubs. So they're huge. They'll hold 20 people around the edges of these hot tubs. They're big, and then of course the one pool has a cool slide because it's a deluxe resort.
Okay.
Yep, and it's in the center of the resort. You can actually see the Mickey's Fun Wheel from certain parts within and parts that are California Screamin' from the swimming pool area.
Oh, gorgeous!
Very nice.
And as far as dining is excellent. This is definitely a deluxe resort. As I said before, it is definitely the most expensive of the 3. The one key restaurant, the Napa Rose, is considered arguably, most people feel like it or Steakhouse 55 are the single best dining that you can get in any of the resorts. Carthay Circle could be considered. Of course, just a shameless plug, I will be sharing in a blog real soon here about Club 33. It's the best, but
nice.
But
I still want to go there.
But the same chef that does Club 33 does Napa Rose. In fact, some people say the Napa Rose food is actually a little better. And for me, it's hard for me because I've been to Club 33 twice now, and I'm still starry-eyed when I'm in there. It's like everything's better.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. The promised land.
I had to sell a kidney to pay for it, so it had to be better.
Right.
Obviously.
That's why you have 2.
And don't forget, shameless plug, Joffrey's Coffee has the Napa Rose blend, by the way, which is my wife's favorite.
It's so good.
It is.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I've never been to California, but I have had their coffee.
Yes.
One neat thing about the Napa Rose, it's top tier restaurant. It's a signature restaurant, the way you would think of it from Disney World. But it does something. It has something similar to a chef's table. It's called a chef's counter. And it's really cool because what you do is there's only 14 seats. 8 of those seats literally have a seat at a bar, and you're looking in on the kitchen while they're working. And while the sous chefs and everybody are working, you can actually sit there and ask them questions, and they'll explain to you what they're doing and how they do it, and they'll show you things. And sometimes they'll even work up something special for you. We were there one day when Chef Sutton was there, and he actually came over to us and began to talk to us, and he actually made us a special little appetizer that wasn't even on the menu, just to spoil us.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a very great experience. When I was there last, it was $100 a person, and then it's a $45, I think, if you add that wine pairing onto that.
Mm-hmm.
Then they also have Storytellers Cafe, very nice restaurant, great food, great breakfast. Has a character breakfast there. Little offbeat characters. It does have Mickey and Minnie, but then it has the bears from Brother Bear, and it has all the wildlife creatures, not the normal characters that you might be expecting to see there, but it's actually very good food, and it's a good restaurant. And then they may have one of the best quick service on Disneyland side, and Disneyland is well known for having very good quick service, but Whitewater Snacks there, we've been known to go there for dinner. I mean, their food is very good.
Nice.
It's standard fare. It's going to be salads and wraps and things, but it's very, very good.
Well, it says they got Mickey waffles for breakfast.
What?
Yes, they do.
Get out.
There's that.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
I'm on my
And
way.
that's Storytellers Tech Cafe is a buffet, I believe, if I remember correctly, and the Mickey waffles were there, and that was a very, very nice restaurant. Has 2 wonderful lounges. The Napa Rose has a lounge, and then the Hearthstone Lounge. And the cool part with this resort is that the feeling that it gives you, that you are up in the mountains at a ski chalet, you're at a Yellowstone a high-end resort, and it's just so relaxed and laid back. It's like you could be in the middle of the summer and it could be 80 degrees outside, but you feel like you should be putting on your sweater and sitting by the fireplace. You know, it has that really wonderful feeling, and the lounges are extremely relaxing. They both serve some great menu. You can get a lot of the menu items from the Napa Rose, the appetizers and stuff, at the Napa Rose Lounge, and so a lot of people will go there for dinner as well. And then lastly, I would mention has some really great programs for kids.
Oh.
Where some resorts at Disney World kind of have, where they'll do babysitting. Well, they'll do that here as well, but the Pinocchio Workshop does a lot more than that. They'll have daily events. They'll actually give you, almost like a cruise, a little flyer that'll tell you all the activities they're doing. They'll go on scavenger hunts. They'll do crafts. They'll do all kinds of different events and things during the day, each day, for children through the Pinocchio's Workshop and through the front desk.
You had Chris and I at babysitting.
That's all I heard.
Well, Emily, I've got one more special reason for you to go there. They have electric car charging.
There you go.
Fancy.
How about that? So there you
You
go.
have a Mandara spa there as well. Yeah.
Well,
Nice.
if my car could pull in there, then
Yeah.
I'm sure it'd be an advantage.
No, well, your car's getting charged, you can get
Small one,
recharged.
but we did go there and get massages, my wife and I, and just some different things. And it actually was a very good spa. Small, a little on the small side, but it was good.
Very nice.
Sounds
Very
great.
nice.
Any other questions, guys? I kind of threw it out all at you.
No, I love that.
No, it
That's
looks fantastic.
Sounds
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
The pools, by the way, are the Fountain Pool, the Redwood Pool, and the Mariposa Pool, which the Mariposa Pool has poolside cabanas. That you
Yes. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's the one
Very
that's
nice.
just kind of a big round pool. The other two are kind of more elegant with the trees and things and around them. And the whole atmosphere there, once again, the Redwood Pool, the slide looks like a giant redwood from the California redwoods, and the slide spins around it.
Awesome.
Oh, wow.
Very nice.
It's an absolutely stunning resort. Oh, one of the other features, you talked about the entrance into DCA. Another nice feature is it is the closest of the hotels to Disneyland as well. You go out the north side of the hotel, and you walk right into the middle of downtown Disney.
Right.
They
Yeah.
actually have rooms that have views over downtown Disney. The people that go there, and they absolutely get that every time. They love those because the nightlife and the color and the neon, and they also get to see some of the fireworks and stuff from that side. So
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Disneyland is a whole different experience compared
it is.
to Walt Disney
is.
World. Yep.
Someday.
I love
On the
them both.
bucket list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm one of those ones that I find it hard when people argue and debate over which is better. Is this better? Is that ride better? Hey, if we're true Disney fans, we love them all.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
But if I had to pick one, to be honest with you, I'm a Disneyland lover.
Wow.
I probably prefer it over Disney World. There's just, but there's no way to compare them. They're just completely different animals.
My wife is the same way, Brad. She cannot get enough of Disneyland. Loves going there. It's just, she says, it's just such a more intimate park.
Yeah.
Everything's it just feels special.
And you don't waste any time with, okay, we got to get over here, we got to go over there. There's so much there. Downtown Disney's right there. You're 5 minutes away. You walk 100 yards across the entry area and walk into the other park. So it's just very intimate, and yet the Disneyland is much. It's not bigger than Magic Kingdom, but it has more rides and more activities than Magic Kingdom. It's almost like a park and a half worth of things that you can do inside Disneyland compared to Magic Kingdom.
That's true. Yeah.
So.
It sounds really cool, but I have to stick up for the world here. I'm already feeling claustrophobic.
Yeah.
If it doesn't have an Eiffel Tower, I don't know. Is it really?
It's still got a water tower.
Water tower.
Oh, too soon, Brad. Too soon. All right.
The water tower is, they're talking about putting in a Marvel Land right now. That's the rumor. So who knows? Go away.
Yeah.
Well, if they get Spider-Man, my daughter's going to drag me there. So.
Nice.
Absolutely. Well, Tim, I think that's going to wrap up our DVC Roundtable for the month of August. That's all I've got.
I love it. Hey, Brad, thanks for the spotlight.
That was awesome.
Where can people find you, Brad?
Well, I hang out with the Diz Dads. I frequent their podcast. I've also been active lately on the Cruise Critic podcast, talking about cruising. And you can find me at, I'm being careful here because normal places I say you can find me have to do with what I do as a hobby, and I can't talk about that.
Oh,
So, all right.
That is so intriguing, but
Yes.
I'm going to respect your decision there.
You are. Family friendly.
Mail.com is my address. If you want to touch base, you have any questions. Hey, Chris,
Yes.
seriously, give me a holler.
I plan on it.
But give you lots of insight, because I put a lot more time into Disneyland than Disney World, so I really feel like that's whenever I try out for the Diz Moms panel, I try out for Disneyland. So
I plan on it, buddy.
yeah.
Nice.
That's
All
a
right.
heartbreaker every time, isn't it, Brad?
I know, it just bursts.
I've only done it once, and it was, devastating, but also kind of fun.
Awesome. Chris, where can people find you?
On Twitter at Disney Chicago, and on Facebook, just my name, Chris Malik.
Awesome. How about Rebecca?
On Twitter, you can find me at BeccaBerry73, and same thing on Facebook.
Excellent. And Emily?
First comes WDW, which has not been updated in quite a while. But I may have some news on a certain front that's just a teaser at some point in the future. Thanks to my buddy Tara Chandler, who hopefully will listen to this episode and say, Emily, keep your mouth shut. So anyway.
Oh, interesting. Alrighty.
Cool.
Well, everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott. You can find me everywhere. Just go by Tim Scott or the website, ResortLoop.com.
I'm Resort Loop Bob on the Twitter and Instagram. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, rate us on iTunes, listen to us on iHeartRadio, and what else should folks do, Tim?
Everybody, please go out there and share with your friends and family the gateway to the magic.
See you, everybody. All right, Tim, so everybody has, they've stopped listening to the show now. What should they do after they're done listening to the show and they're all excited about wanting to go to a Disney park, going on a Disney vacation? What should they do?
I, personally, after being all excited and ready to go,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to deal with an expert.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to talk to People Mover Travel and talk to Tyler, our expert over there.
Over at peoplemovertravel.com.
PeopleMoverTravel.com.
But when you go there,
Yes.
you got to make sure you click on that you heard about them from us.
From Resort Loop.
Resort Loop.
That is an option on the drop-down menu right there.
Absolutely. By the way, Tim,
Yes.
I just booked through them.
How did that go?
It was the easiest thing in the world.
How can it not be? It's Tyler.
I put in my name. I put in the dates I want.
Right.
Of course, check marked. Resort Loop is where I heard
Right.
of them from, and sent it off to him. Within an hour, Tyler had gotten back to me. I can't guarantee he's going to get back to everybody that quick, but got back to me within an hour, letting me know he got it, and he'll let me know as soon as he runs the numbers.
Tyler and his team know travel.
PeopleMoverTravel.com is fantastic.
Love.
Easy. You and I have done it a million times on our own.
And we missed out on discounts here and there because we're not on top of it all the time.
I'm done doing that.
Why would we have to do it? Tyler at People Mover Travel will do it for you.